Over the past year, PRRI Public Fellows completed 5 original collaborative research projects. Here's an overview of their work. Scholars in the Reproductive Health and Rights Pod completed their project titled Americans' Responses to Abortion's Uncertain Legal Landscape. They surveyed 1,000 Americans to gauge their understanding and misunderstandings of miscarriage and abortion in the post-Roe world. Each participant read 5 scenarios and indicated whether they thought the described scenario was an abortion or a miscarriage. Their work demonstrates that living in a state with a strict abortion ban is linked to confusion about an individual state's abortion restrictions. For their project titled The Border Informs My Faith: Oral History, Methodologies, and Understanding Immigration Politics Among People of Faith in Arizona, the Immigration and Migration Pod examines the intersection of faith identity and immigration policy. Drawing on conversations with 7 faith-based immigration rights activists, the oral histories reveal how their work, which is deeply connected to their religious faith, complicates the broader narrative that some religious Americans are becoming more supportive of restrictive immigration policies. In their project called Democracy Today: Insights on Race, Religion, and Democratic Principles, the Racial Justice and White Supremacy Pod surveyed Americans across races to measure support for democracy by evaluating their support for authoritarianism and their commitment to democratic principles, namely the separation of church and state and same-day voter registration. They found that most survey respondents across race value democracy, but are also willing to embrace at least one form of authoritarianism to arrive at desirable social ends. The Religious, Racial, and Ethnic Pluralism Pod Spotlight, called Why Are All the Black Christians Choosing to Go to Church Together?, surveyed 750 Black Americans to explore how class and status influence religious self-expression and congregational participation, and if higher socioeconomic status helps minoritized individuals overcome racial biases in predominantly white congregations. Their research suggests that when it comes to where they worship, many Black Christians continue to opt for predominantly Black churches, though their reasons vary. The LGBTQ Rights in America pod came together across disciplines to create a podcast episode titled Faith, Freedom, and the Future of LGBTQ+ Rights in America, where they unpacked how Americans understand and engage with LGBTQ rights. The pod examines emerging adults' responses to religiously based service refusals, Gen Z men's attitudes towards trans health care, and the public's divergent views on sexual versus gender diversity, revealing a society facing complex and uneven change.